Attention, Star Cadets! Stand by for action! Captain Paxar says prepare to travel time and soar through space while facing the worst villains of the past and the future. Stand by for Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Greetings, Star Cadets! I, Captain Paxar, am speaking to you from the secret headquarters of the Interdimensional Peace Force. Today's mission is as follows. Flash Gordon, Dale Arden, and Professor Zarkov must face the fury of Zaldu, the mighty, ruler of the subsurface people. Stand by for action, as Flash Gordon must survive the Subworld Revenge.
The Earth, tamed, cultivated, and ruled by a civilization of people existing upon its surface, harbors another civilization deep in its very core, ruled by Zaldu, a despot, who, determined to break free of the confines of his subsurface kingdom, constructed a machine to blast a passage to the surface with the raging fires of the Earth's heart. But Flash Gordon, with the help of Dale Arden and Dr. Zarkov, destroyed the machine and escaped back to their subsurface ship, the Earthworm, before they were consumed by the fires that their own destruction unleashed. It was many months later when Dr. Zarkov, back in his laboratory at GBI headquarters, perfected a video machine capable of penetrating the Earth's stratus to determine just how great was the destruction in Zaldu's kingdom.
Have you seen any signs of life down there, Dr. Zarkov?
Not yet, Dale. The passages are clear. There's no signs of destruction at all.
But that's impossible. Why, when we escaped, flames were licking at our heels, explosions breaking out, walls falling down.
That's what's worrying me. Everything seems to have been cleaned up, yet there's no sign of life.
At this very moment, 1,500 miles inside the Earth's core, two of the strange creatures of the subworld gaze into a flickering screen.
How much longer before I, Zaldu, can gaze upon the outer world?
Forgive me, Martinez, but until I find a known magnetic channel to the surface, it isn't possible.
I will wait no longer. I will see. Look, here it is. The surface world. What are they?
Surface people. Maybe they are another kind of surface people than those who come here.
They move, but yet they stand still. Strange. Strange. And what is that which they stand in? And all of that surface behind them?
It is another part of the surface world, Your Mightiness. It looks solid, as though one can walk upon it.
More. I would see more of the surface world. I will conquer and rule. What can that be?
I do not know, Your Mightiness. Even in my wildest dream of what is on the surface, did I imagine a sight like this.
Aye. All is in such order, like the parts of a machine. The open corridors that lead from one place to another are like wires that go from one part of the machine to the other.
And the things that move, can they be other surface people?
But of all that I can see, nothing has the power that I, Zaldu, hold in my hands. All that we look at, I can destroy once we blast through with the blasting fires of the Earth's core.
I'm going to try and scan through the chambers to see if I can find the fire chamber where the blasting machine was located.
If it's still there, I'll bet it's a mess.
Dale, adjust the magnetic rectifier up 4 cycles, quickly.
Up 4 cycles. What is it, Doctor?
See for yourself.
It's Zaldu's fire chamber.
I can't understand it. We saw it destroyed with our own eyes.
That subman whipping the slave. Did you recognize him? It's Zaldu's lieutenant. I thought surely he was dead, too.
If he lived through it, Zaldu could be alive today, too.
Well, if he is, Doctor, he won't rest until he's broken out and destroyed the surface people.
Contact Flash and Commissioner Herrick on the intercom. Report what we've seen.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and tell them to check the seismograph readings. If Zaldu is ready to blast through to the surface again, there should be strong tremors, just as there were before.
In the same vicinity, do you think?
Possibly. Probably. The volcanic fissure they found the last time would be the logical place for them to start.
If they do start blasting, Doctor, what can we do to stop them?
I was just coming to that. After you've talked to Flash and Herrick, contact the earthworm hangar. She's to be made ready for descent within the hour.
Get me GBI headquarters, please. So what it looks like, at least to Dr. Zarkov and me, is that the subsurface men are getting ready to try another blast through to the surface.
Dale, are you sure? After what we saw with our own eyes, the explosion, the fire. I can't believe it.
Flash, there's no doubt about it. The fire chamber is still there and the blaster conduit rebuilt.
There haven't been any tremors showing up on the seismograph heavier than usual.
Well, they haven't started blasting yet, but once they get the conduit over the fire hole, that's when it will show.
Just a second, Dale. Alan, put the finder board on the subsurface. Let's see what the earth tremor patterns look like at the moment. Nothing shows, Dale, but small tremors. When does Dr. Zarkov expect the blasting to start? How near ready are they?
They're almost ready now. Come here, Dale, look.
Call you back, Flash. What's he trying to make that poor slave do?
Place the conduit pipe over the fire hole.
The fire seems so small, Doctor. There's not enough blasting power in that to burn through 1,500 miles of iron and rock.
No, of course not, Dale. All we see are the flames that have forced their way through the damper opening.
Well, I was just wondering.
Otherwise, the whole machine would blow up again. Within the pipe, they've constructed a small derrick. When the pipe is in place, they drop the derrick down, lift the damper, and let the full fire blast escape. We saw it work in reverse when we were in the fire chamber, remember? As we entered, the full force of the blast was shooting up through the conduit pipe. Flash pulled on the lever controlling the derrick, fighting the terrific pressure of the escaping flames. Slowly, he lowered it, until finally, the damper completely covered the fire hole.
Now I understand. If we had left the damper open a bit, the machine would never have exploded.
Exactly.
What a horrible moment that was. The pressure building up so that we knew it would explode any second. While outside, the subsurface guards were trying to break through the door to save their king, Zaldu.
And speaking of Zaldu, there he is in person, alive. By what miracle, I can't imagine, but alive. And ready to give the order to burn through to the surface. Get Flash and Herrick back. The tremor should start again almost immediately.
Get me Commissioner Herrick.
They're normal tremors. Any quake areas you haven't covered, Alan?
No, sir.
Herrick here.
The conduit pipe is in place, Commissioner. Watch for major tremors to start almost immediately.
Where?
Your guess is as good as ours. Well, why don't you try the Oregon area where they tried breaking through before?
Nothing, Dale. Tell Zarkov it's even quieter than usual. Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
Now, Commissioner, now. Is there anything? Zaldu has just given the order to blast.
Yes, Theo, yes. The strongest tremors we've ever registered.
With a 4-point quake like that, the entire area will be demolished.
You're sure the Earthworm is fueled up and ready to go, Dale?
Yes, sir. We gave the order 10 minutes ago.
Tell Dale and Zarkov I'll meet them there.
Okay. Flash is on his way to the Earthworm, but you and Dr. Zarkov wait for me. I want to see you before you take off.
Okay, Commissioner.
Oh, order evacuation. And hospital jetliners to the quake area. And order every GBI spaceship within 1 hour flight time to set down there and help pull those people out.
Yes, sir.
What is all that paraphernalia you're jamming into the bag, Doctor?
Oh, a supply of anti-heat serum and plastogel to protect us within and without. 3 atomic demagnetizers, 1 for each of us. And a supply of oxygen concentrate tubes, in case we run into some poisoned air and have to use our space helmets.
With a few more items, you'll be able to open up an electromedical hardware store.
Just taking that ounce of prevention will allow us to keep that lovely face of yours alive and ever lovely.
Thank you, sir.
Now, where's this fewer gadget you've got? I want to see this vermin's Zaldu for myself. Right over there, Commissioner. There, be a good girl and take that down to the ship for me, will you? I want to show Commissioner Herrick how this works.
Oh, so long, Commissioner. I'll see you in Hades.
Oh, the shoe's on the other foot, Dale. I'll be seeing you there.
Touché. Bye.
Good luck. Zaldu. Let me see this mighty Zaldu. From the glint in your eye, Commissioner, if looks could kill, you'd be our best weapon against Zaldu. Very funny. Is he there? He's not in the fire chamber. See if he's in his throne chamber. There he is. That skinny worm-eaten corpse is Zaldu? That wants to conquer us? And can, Commissioner. In his hands, he holds a power that's greater than any weapon we possess. The power of the Earth's fiery core. If he can bring this fire to the surface, he will unleash it, enveloping the entire surface, until the Earth is a ball of flame like the sun. He can really do this? Unless we can stop him, he will do this. I must go. We have no time to spare. Say, isn't there some way I can hear what he's saying? I'm sorry, I didn't have time to hook up the audio. If you'll call Dr. Abner, he can have it working in an hour. Oh, wait there. Bye. And good luck.
Water pressure, normal.
Check.
Atto chambers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all full.
That completes the checklist, Flash.
Good. Now we're missing just one item, Dr. Zarkov. What's holding him up?
He's introducing Commissioner Herrick to Zaldu.
Hi, Doc.
All set? Buckle in and we'll take off.
Let the joyride begin.
Herrick here. Any reports from the quake area yet?
Almost total property damage, sir. Not a building left standing.
Loss of life?
No figures yet, sir, but it looks bad.
Evacuation started?
Yes, sir. They estimate it will be cleared out within 12 hours.
Well, keep me informed, will you? I'm in Dr. Zarkov's lab. Well, Doctor?
Circuit's in order, sir.
Turn on the audio.
The surface men will come. Now that we have started blasting through, they will come, but they can't stop me. Nothing can stand between me and my ambition. I will have their lives for what they did to me. I will crush them with a weight as great as the whole world pressing down upon them.
Contact the Earthworm. Warn Flash that is digging right into a trap. Tell him to turn back right away.
I can't, sir. We can't contact them.
What do you mean you can't? You must!
But, sir, try to understand. The Earthworm drives through the strait. The friction is terrific.
Now, so what?
The friction creates a heavy electrostatic field around them that destroys every sound wave trying to penetrate it. We're completely cut off from them.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
2 pencils of light on a radar screen. One moving from the Earth's surface towards the kingdom of Zaldu in the core of the Earth. The other creeping from the core to the surface. The first light indicating a jet-propelled mechanical mole, piloted by Flash Gordon. The second light showing the progress of Zaldu's blasting operation to the Earth's surface.
Look, the surface people drive closer and closer by the minute.
We are ready for them.
Nothing must go wrong this time. Do you hear? Do you hear?
All is in readiness. I have seen to it myself, Your Mightiness.
Tell me what you have prepared. Tell me again. I must be sure. Tell me.
When surface ship reaches point +1, we cease blasting operations to surface.
That's my order. Go on.
Then full power of earth fire will be channeled to magnetic activator in the chamber of iron.
Yes, and then speak.
The surface ship will be pulled into the chamber of iron and locked into it electromagnetically.
Yes. Then I will have my revenge. All the fiery power of the Earth's core concentrated to crush them in a magnetic vice until they are dust.
Our last possible chance to warn them. Gone.
What do you mean?
I was hoping that when they reached the subsurface world and stopped, we could get through to them.
Of course. The electrostatic field that is isolating them now would be no more, and our radio wave could get through.
But now the magnetic actuator will isolate them too. It is hopeless.
With Flash out of the way, with no other means of deciding to stop Zaldu, he can blast his way out. Then heaven help us. There's no weapon that can stop him from destroying us.
1,920 kilometers.
Outside temperature?
500 degrees Fahrenheit.
Perfectly normal. Timing and exhaust blast in good order in all jet chambers.
This has turned into a joyride. What a contrast to our last trip to the Earth's core.
What's your plan when we get there, Flash? I know one thing. Zaldu's not going to stop blasting just because we ask him to.
There's only one thing to do, Dale. Capture Zaldu himself and bring him to the surface. Then try to find someone in the subsurface kingdom who is willing to rule and live in peace with us.
That won't be an easy job. Capturing Zaldu, I mean.
I've got a plan, Doctor. If I can steer a direct course into Zaldu's chamber, we can take him by surprise.
What was that?
Of course, but I'm trying to. It's no go.
Strange. All jet chambers working perfectly.
We veered 20 degrees.
As far as I can see on a fast check, there's nothing wrong with the earthworm.
That means that a power even stronger than our aerojet motors is pulling us into... I don't know what.
See, Your Highness, they have hit point 1.
They have been turned by the magnetic activators. It is as I wish. It is as I wish.
See, the earth fire is now channeled to the magnetic activator in the chamber of iron.
The chamber of iron. That will be soon their chamber of death.
Yes.
Commissioner Herrick, the tremors have stopped.
I know. But they'll start again, Elm. Very soon. And worse than ever. Don't stop evacuation.
Well,
flash. Dale. Dr. Zarkov. And soon, poor us.
Why? Pressure. Pulling. Yes. Dead. But more.
Can't we do something with my very anti-magnetizer inside one for each of us?
Can you make it?
That's right. Our only chance.
Pressure count? What is it? Speak.
300 pulls.
Enough. Enough for the time. Let them suffer. Let them feel the hard muscle strain to keep them alive.
In the chamber of iron, when the pressure comes from all sides, then, Your Majesty, they will feel the revenge of Zaldu.
Yes, from all directions. It will tear and pull and squeeze every fiber. Look. Each second they draw closer. Even at this moment, no living thing could move a finger.
Can you make it?
Don't answer.
Much more. Pressure. Greater. Every second.
Into the chamber of iron. They are here. Trapped. Now, I I open all of the force of the earth's fire, pour it into the magnetic activator. Listen to its scream as it rushes to crush them to dust. Go. Order my engineers to redirect the firepower to the escape channel. This time, nothing can stop us. Go. Do as I order. And now I will taste my revenge. I will see what is left of these miserable surface people. Empty. Not even their dust is left. This is mine now. With this, Zaldu the Mighty will ride in triumph to the surface.
And sooner than you think, Zaldu, old boy.
But you can't be alive.
There's a distrusting man for you. Can't even believe his own eyes.
I think you deserve an explanation, Zaldu. You see, I knew you wouldn't try and destroy us with heat again. Our plaster gel defeated that try the last time.
So he prepared us for your attempt to crush us with magnetic force.
Next to heat. The greatest power in this subsurface world is your magnetized iron. I thought that somehow you would try to use it against us.
Lucky for us you brought these atto-demagnetizers along, Dr. Zarkov.
I won't say better luck next time, Zaldu. You won't have one. But now you have a parting message to send to your subjects.
It's short and sweet. Tell him to turn off the fire blaster.
Or the mighty Zaldu will be mighty sorry.
Attention. This is Zaldu the Mighty. I order you to turn the fire from the surface channel. Do as I order.
Well done, Star Cadets! The first phase of our mission was a rousing success! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Do you love horror, science fiction, B-movies, horror hosts, old-time radio, just plain spooky stuff? Then you should sign up at patreon.com/Lord Blooddraw. You'll be supporting the production of Lord Blooddraw's Nerve-Wrackin' Theater, presenting the best, worst, and wildest horror films ever made. Lord Blooddraw's Nerve-Wrackin' Auditorium, featuring the best of old-time radio horror. Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour, showing classic 1950s sci-fi shows for Star Cadets of all ages. Plus, you'll get exclusive access to bonus content, like Behind the Curtains of the Nerve-Wrackin' Auditorium, a deep dive into radio horror. Lord Blooddraw's B-movie reviews, a look at a classic low-budget drive-in feature, and much more. Sign up today at patreon.com/Lord Blooddraw for the love of horror.
Welcome back, Star Cadets. I, Captain Paxar, will now brief you on the second phase of our mission. Scott McCloud, aka Space Angel, and his brave crew face unknown dangers as they test a new form of space propulsion engine. Stand by for action as Space Angel attempts to break the light barrier.
Blast off for another exciting adventure in outer space with Scott McCloud, Space Angel, in the story of The Light Barrier. 25 years ago, a formation of Earth ships, much like this one, plied this same route in space on the first leg of an historic mission, the testing of revolutionary ion power. For causes unknown, the mission ended in failure, resulting in the loss of one of Earth's all-time great astronauts, Major Eddie Colfax. Now, a quarter of a century later, a new mission aims for the old objective, the testing of ion power, a crack at the light barrier. And fate, which handed the reins of the mission to an eager young scientist in the long ago, now picks the same man for the same task, Professor William Mace.
Penny for your thoughts, Father.
What? Oh, was I that obvious, honey?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was just staring at Scott's back sitting there. I was thinking how much he looked like Eddie Colfax. 25 years ago. Oh, it's a crazy feeling, as if it were happening all over again, just as before.
Oh, why do you torture yourself with the memory?
Well, that memory has served to remind me of my half of the bargain with Eddie. He died keeping his end of the deal. And if I have to work another 25 years to make that blooming ion engine work, I'll do it.
You won't have to, Father. It'll work. I know it will.
Right as rain, Professor. You'll break the light barrier with it.
It'll revolutionize space travel.
You'll be famous. Why, you... Sure. Do you think I give a hang for any of that? All I want is for the darn thing to work. Then maybe I'll know there's a reason for Eddie's going. Skipper, atmosphere coming up fast.
Right, Taurus. Strap in, gang. Starduster to Jupiter Control. Coming in with 3 chicks on Earth-Jupiter space lane. Please advise landing procedure.
Roger, Starduster. Activate automatic landing code 57 in 10 space units. Jupiter out.
Wilco, Jupiter. Hello, chicks. This is Mother Hen. Ready switchover to landing code 57. Jupiter orbital approach guidance control. Ready switchover.
3, 2, 1. Now.
Well, it won't be long now, Professor. Then your work really begins. Convincing the Space Council your engine is ready for test.
You believe it's ready, don't you, lad? And if you're up to the test, that's what matters most. We're up to it, Professor.
We sure are. We've learned a lot since Eddie Colfax made his test.
We're with you, Father, all the way.
Stand by to rotate.
25 years ago, the testing of scientific devices was carried on by planets individually, but certain devices were utilized by some for purposes of war and destruction. And so the major planets of the solar system formed a body called the Universal Space Council, which now controls all scientific devices of a potentially destructive nature.
I like this traveling sidewalk. Guess they know spacemen don't like walking.
Walking's not so easy on Jupiter. It has a heavy gravity.
You worried, Father?
Yes, I am. The Space Council may not approve these tests.
We'll soon know. The Council meets in half an hour.
Universal Space Council headquarters are located on Jupiter. Here, the Council meets in never-ending session. And here it is that Professor Mace must appeal for permission to test his ion engine.
It is with great pleasure that the chair now recognizes the distinguished scientist and delegate from Earth, Professor William Mace.
The Saturn delegation is obviously opposed to Professor Mace's test.
Scott, what's wrong?
Brace yourself, Chris.
For hours, Professor Mace lectures the Council on the merit of his revolutionary ion engine.
Each molecule of propellant is electrically charged, ionized. This is done by passing the propellant over heated metal grids. Then it's possible to accelerate the charged ions to extremely high velocities through these nozzles by means of the electric field. The performance curves in all ranges of harness tests indicates values of specific impulse exceeding 30,000 seconds.
Mr. Chairman. The chair recognizes the delegate from Saturn.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the council reject Professor Mace's request for permission to conduct ion propulsion tests.
For reason that the projected tests lack certain safety precautions, and if successful, could result in a potentially destructive device.
I second the motion.
Scott, this will kill Father. It isn't fair.
The motion has been made and seconded.
Mr. Chairman, I am Professor Mace's daughter, sir. On Earth, we have a game called baseball. That ball in the hands of a bad pitcher is also a potentially destructive device. My father worked hard on his engine for 25 years, and I'd hate like the dickens to think it wasn't safe because I'm one of the test crew.
Scott, she was never going on the test.
She is now.
Well, Chris, I think you turned the trick.
That should be Father now.
How'd we do, sir?
We did it.
Here's our authorization to proceed with Project Ion Engine.
Oh, wonderful.
Great.
What did they do?
Supreme Council said okay to the whole shooting match.
Okayed the test plan, the crew. Even agreed to pick up the tab when Earth gets around to making him a bill.
Then we're ready to roll.
Only one condition. Council wants us to use complex score for a launching station.
That's way out in Pluto's orbit.
Guess they don't want us near any of the inhabited planets.
Just in case anything goes wrong.
I'm so happy for you, Father.
We've got our chance, and we must not fail.
Don't worry, Father. This time it will work.
It has to, Chris. It has to.
Prepare our ships for blastoff.
Clear the area for blastoff. Ready, 1 and 2. Ready, number 3. Blast off. Ready, number 5. Blast off. Complex score. We're approaching you on Jupiter space lane. Roger, Starduster. We're tracking your group. You're now on target.
Roger, score. Starduster out.
That's the group that's going to break the light barrier.
What happens when you reach the speed of light?
You become light, I guess. Then what?
Nobody knows yet. Eddie Colfax never came back.
Taurus, do you have a visual on the complex yet?
Aye, Skipper. She's coming up fast.
Range is 1,200 astroleagues, Scott.
Switch on the forward view scope. Starduster to complex score. We're approaching on Jupiter space lane.
Roger, Starduster. Been expecting you. Switch to automatic landing control. Channel 2-3.
Roger, control. You get that, chicks?
Roger, Starduster. Switching to remote control channel 2-3.
There she is.
It won't be long now, Father.
There's a lot of work to do yet, honey.
Stand by for tube landing.
Correct angle of approach up 2 degrees. Very good, Starduster. On target.
We've landed your freighters in tubes 3, 4, and 5. Tube 1 is set up for assembly.
It's an honor to be of service to you, sir. My crew, as well as myself, is at your disposal.
Thank you, Commander. The more help we can get, the sooner we can prove the capability of the ion rocket.
As I understand it, Professor, your ion engine will actually produce its own fuel.
Aye, and it's capable of exceeding the speed of light. That we are not going to attempt.
At least not on this trip.
Well, gang, let's get to work.
And so the work begins. The component parts that were brought in the freighters start coming together in the assembly tube, and the great ship begins to take shape. Professor Mace and Scott check each step of assembly. Every part, every circuit is gone over again and again. Knowing the importance of this test, the highly skilled technicians work tirelessly, relentlessly performing the jobs in which they have been trained and rehearsed for so many months. Hour after hour, Scott, Torres, and Crystal study the control systems and procedures. Environment systems are checked and rechecked. Finally, the great ion engine is installed, and the ship is complete, ready for its journey into unknown outer space at speeds never before attained by men or machines.
I've said it 1,000 times, Scott, but I'll say it once more. Do not exceed the speed of light. We're not ready yet. We don't know what will happen beyond.
We'll remember, Professor.
Funny. I remember telling that to Eddie Colfax 25 years ago.
Don't worry, sir. We'll follow your instructions to the letter.
Yes, Father. And this test will be successful. I just know it will.
Aye, and we all want to be here for the celebration.
Chris, honey, bless you.
Father.
All aboard, crew.
Clear the tube for blast off.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
All set here. Reactors go.
Umbilical go.
Cabin pressure, go.
Tube doors open. Ready and counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Trajectory angle, go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
First stage away. Jettison the ion shielding.
A perfect launch.
Good luck, kids. Heaven bless you.
Extending ion engine. Engine temperature and speed reading.
Speed, 0.3 and rising.
Engine temperature, 2,700 and rising.
More power, Taurus.
Speed, 0.5 and rising.
What do you read, Taurus?
Ion generator is operative. You have power.
Acceleration is steady.
Okay. Cutting in ion power. Hang on. So far, so good.
Speed, 0.4. Scott, that's 81,000 miles per second.
Let's try a little more. Watch the road ahead, Taurus.
Speed, 0.5. 5 and rising fast. Scott, what happens if we have to turn?
At this speed, we can't turn.
Meteorite collision course.
What the?
What happened?
We hit it. I swear we hit it.
We didn't just hit it. We vaporized it. Check instruments for any sign of damage.
I'll go here.
Same here. No damage to the outer hull.
It didn't touch us. Our leading force wave powdered it.
Just the same, I wish you'd watch where you're going.
If it'd been much bigger, it would have powdered us.
I saw it coming about 20,000 miles off. That would give you about a half a second to get out of the way. You're just getting slow.
Advancing to 3/4 power. Advancing to full.
Speed, 0.8 and increasing.
fading out.
They're traveling almost as fast as our radar signal. They're approaching the speed of light. Back off, Scott. Back off!
.9 and rising. Scott, back off. We're reaching the speed of light.
Roger. Power off. Our momentum is carrying us. Hold on. No telling.
Everything's fuzzy.
What's happening to us?
Retro rockets. Oh, what an experience. We actually reached the speed of light.
That's what I'd call a successful test.
Professor Mace will be mighty proud.
I can't wait to see Dad's face.
We'll slow to 10,000 MPS before turning.
Scott, hold your course. I've got a fix on something. I think it's a spacecraft.
I'll retract the crab net. Reverse your G-seats. We'll be braking fast.
Net in.
Okay, firing braking rockets.
Scott, it is another ship.
There's never been a ship out this far before, from our galaxy.
Except one. Eddie Colfax made the first test run in this area. Firing retro rockets. What's the distance of that other craft now?
About 5,000 astroleagues, Skipper, on a parallel course.
Its speed is about 10,000 MPS, Scott.
We'll set the guidance control to match his speed.
Easy does it. Coming up fast on port side. The design looks familiar, Skipper.
You're right, Taurus. But it's an old-timer. I'd better go check it out.
There's no design allowance for propellant.
Only ion rockets don't need propellant, and ours is the first. Except for...
Just stand by. This shouldn't take long.
If you run into any trouble, Skipper, let us know.
Don't worry, Taurus. I'll keep in touch.
Do you suppose there's anyone inside?
I don't know, lass, but we'll soon find out.
Oh, no, it can't be. The pilot is seated at the controls. There's no pressure inside, but he's wearing a space helmet.
Is he alive?
I'm going in and see.
Oh, this is awful. He must have been out there a long time.
Emergency door open. I'm going in now.
Is he?
He's alive. I'm bringing him out. Give me a hand. Chris, break out the oxygen.
He's in a coma. Eddie Colfax? It just isn't possible.
Possible or not, here he is, alive. And the same age as when he launched 25 years ago.
He and Dad were about the same age then. About 30. But how, Scott? How?
I guess the coma. Like hibernation. But don't ask me to explain Einstein's theory of time and relativity.
I guess your dad's first ion engine was good, too.
Colfax must have approached the speed of light to reach this space void.
He's coming around.
Oh. This must be the place. You're an angel. What happened?
You'd never believe it.
That's right. Eddie Colfax. Meet Crystal Mace, the professor's daughter. She wasn't around when you made your flight.
Well, what do you mean?
Crystal will have plenty of time to fill you in on the way home. Let's get this baby turned around, Taurus.
Professor, we've got them. They're coming back.
Thank heavens they're safe. Let's get down to the tube and meet them. I hope they're all right. Scott, Chris, bless you. The engine worked.
Both of them worked, Professor. Ours and Eddie's.
Hi, Bill. Eddie Colfax. I can't believe it.
Takes a bit of getting used to.
This test has proved more than the capability of your ion engine, Professor. Eddie's 25 years in space will prove a lot of theories on time and relativity.
Well, come on, everybody. We've got some celebrating to do.
Don't miss the next exciting adventure with Taurus, Crystal, and Scott McCloud. Space Angel.
Great job, Star Cadets! The Captain will debrief you in a moment when Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour returns!
Mission accomplished, Star Cadets. You've all served with valor and honor. Flash Gordon, Space Angel, and I, Captain Paxar of the Interdimensional Peace Force, salute you. You may now stand down until we meet again at the appointed time coordinates, when we will again undertake a daring mission through time, space, and alternate dimensions. Until then, Star Cadets, always remember, keep the peace.